Hello, thanks for being in a new video. This time we have an unboxing of the Infinix Hot 40 Pro. Let's get started. As you can see, Infinix brings a very important alliance with Free Fire, so even the box comes personalized with this game. The launch price of this device is 5,499 pesos. On screen you have the reference price in dollars. Just to give you an idea, although remember that the prices here are not the same as over there. Let's uncover this box. From the box, we already anticipate some of its main specifications. For example, the Helio G99 processor, which also brings a new engine that Infinix presented called X-Boost, which promises to greatly improve the gaming experience. Obviously, all this we will check in the video review, but for now I mention it as one of its outstanding features. We are also going to find 256 gigabytes of storage, 8 gigabytes of physical RAM plus another 8 virtual gigabytes, so it would have a total of 16. We are also going to check in the review if you really get to take advantage of this virtual RAM. And finally, it also has the magic ring, which is simply a kind of animation around the camera, similar to Apple's Dynamic Island. On the back of the case, we're also highlighted by the 108 megapixel camera with 32 megapixels for selfies, 120 Hz display with full HD plus resolution, 33 watt charging with 5000 milliamp battery, and finally features focused on gaming enhancement plus NFC. So, those are the features that the manufacturer highlights. Let's take it out of this box to get to know it well. And here we meet directly with the cell phone that has an interesting finish, a bit brushed in a circular shape. It projects yellow, green and blue colors in different shades depending on how it receives the lighting. And the camera mode also has a fairly reflective outline in a golden hue. I think the design is attractive. Let's turn it on while we see what else is included in the box. And we notice that it also has a factory attached mica. We're going to find the traditional blades, which are actually very few, and then we have the tool to remove the tray. Next we will find the case that comes personalized with Free Fire for all the fans. So you choose if you want your phone to look nice or if you want your phone to be protected. So this is what it would look like with the case on. And then finally we come across your 33 watt charger and your cable, which is from USB-A to USB-C. So that's what comes in the box, no headphones, just so you're aware of all this. So now let's take a detailed look at the specifications of this phone. Okay, I've got the device set up here so we can take a look at its specs. It has a weight of 199 grams with a thickness of 8.25 millimeters. It includes side fingerprint reader with a very reflective frame. The brushed back cover may also look attractive, although it does not offer any degree of water resistance, so the design looks good in aesthetics. Perhaps in resistance it is a bit lacking. The screen is 6.78 inches in diagonal with full HD plus resolution, 1080 by 2460 pixels. It's a 120 Hz LCD panel. So it is a screen that will look very fluid, although the viewing angles honestly do not seem very good to me, as it loses a lot of brightness from the side. Fortunately, it does integrate stereo sound with 2 speakers and it is quite powerful. In the review, I will give you many more details regarding the audio, but for now it seems to me something very positive that it does integrate 2 speakers. The front camera is 32 megapixels with f-aperture 2.2 and fixed focus. Here I have the preview before taking the picture, where it still looks very overexposed, the illuminated background, but after taking the picture, I think it makes a good balance of lights and shadows. In fact, it looks like a good quality front camera to me. I think it can really stand out in this regard. It offers a good level of detail for the price range, and on the back we have the 108 megapixel main camera with f-aperture 1.75 and autofocus. Then there will be the 2 megapixel macro camera with f-aperture 2.4 and fixed focus. And finally the artificial intelligence camera, which is the nice way of saying useless camera. This one is useless. As usual, here are some pictures I took. This one is with the main camera. I think it looks a good level of detail. Overall, let's say it's a good quality picture. Then I took a picture applying a little bit of zoom, specifically 2x's, to see if it maintains optical quality. And I think in this case it's a simple photograph. I feel it could take better advantage of the 108 megapixel sensor. Finally, this is the 10x zoom, where again it looks a simple level of detail. I think For the price though, for the 108 megapixel sensor, I was expecting a little more. In fact, this is a 108 megapixel photograph, and notice that we have a good level of detail. Although in this case, because it wasn't an outdoor photograph, maybe we don't have as much illumination to enhance the level of detail. So this is as close as you can get with the main camera. So in some ways it might come in handy with the macro camera. Although with the main camera applying 2x zoom, we have a very similar result to what we find with the macro camera. And honestly, the macro camera does not offer us a very good level of detail. In fact, the outline of the macro camera seems to have a bit of a weird feel to it. It's a very simple lens. So I would prefer to take pictures with the 2x zoom, and we have practically the same result as we have with the macro camera. I would even say a better result. So out of the 3 cameras that you have, actually one camera is what we can consider a good camera, as Mini Infinix has the ability to record video in 2K. This can become something outstanding, even with the front camera, so it can get to record good resolution video. The battery is 5000 milliamps with support for 33 watts charging. I think here it also stays within the expected in the price range without any surprises. It incorporates 256 gigabytes of UFS 2.2 storage. I think that's a positive thing in terms of the amount of storage. Obviously we're not talking about a high-end device, so don't expect it to be overly fast storage, but at least it's not eMMC storage. Also, it integrates 8 gigabytes of LPDDR4X RAM, and you can expand it up to an additional 8 gigabytes. Remember that we will test all of this in the full review. Finally, the processor is the MediaTek Helio G99. So let's test through this benchmark what power this processor could grant us. And ready? We have here the result, 727 points in single core and 1981 points in multi-core. It is a processor that could be comfortable for a good number of users. In the video review, I'll tell you a lot more details about how it does in different games, editing video, keeping a lot of applications open and all that. For now, this has been a first overview of this device. I hope you liked this video. If you did, you know you can tell us about it. And we'll see you next time.